Hi, Standard 4. All the old students know me. For the new students, there are a few new students who will be joining us for this session. My name is Vendrila. This year I am going to teach you your reader. This is the reader book, okay? So there are stories, okay? As we all know, there are not only stories in stories, there are some stories in poems also. Okay, so when I'm saying story, I'm addressing two things: story, the prose, and poems also. Okay, so there are two ground rules. Okay, in my class or in the English classes, that you will be sitting always with a pencil. This is a very important thing, as a very important tool or instrument. And the second thing is, whenever you are reading something, it can be a story, it can be a science topic, it can be a poem, anything. Not for science topic, I'm talking only about English. Please focus on two things. First, the name of that very thing, the name of that very story, the name of that very poem. And the second thing is the writer, who has written it. Okay. In case of stories, it will be writer, and in case of poems, it will be poet or author. Remember? Please keep this in mind. So, let's come to our first story. Now, our first story is What's Your Dream? In worksheet 1 of Reader, I have given you a small writing. What's your dream? And what's the reason behind that dream? Always we have a reason behind whatever we are dreaming. Okay. So, what's the dream? What's your dream? Now, if you notice, even in the index and here, the name of the writer is Ruskin Bond. Who is it? Ruskin Bond. Okay. Now, first, let's start with this portion. Let's start with this portion. Okay. That introductory part. Lychee trees, we all know we are going to eat after some days if everything is normal. Lychee trees are tropical trees that are mainly cultivated in southern China, northern Vietnam, Asia in our country, South Africa, and the Indian subcontinent. Here we come, it's Indian subcontinent. China, Vietnam, South Africa. Okay, this is a very new piece of information for me. The lychee trees can be grown on a wide range of soils, and the most suitable planting period for it is August to September. We have to wait in that case. This is only April, May, June, July, August, 4 months. With a grayish-black bark, brownish-red branches. And here is a small description of a lychee tree. These tall evergreen trees bear small fleshy fruits and juicy also. The outside of the fruit is pinkish red in color, roughly textured and incredible. The inside contains the sweet fruit, pale white in color, which can be eaten raw or added to many different desserts. Okay, there are two things of lychee that I have in my mind. The first thing is I get very irritated when I have to peel it off. That takes some effort, that takes some time. I have to first peel it off and then only I can eat it. So I ask my mother or some elder, please you peel it off, I only eat it. Okay, the eating part is only done by me. And the second thing is okay, I forgot the second thing. Okay, by the end of the story, if I get that in mind, I will tell you. Okay. Now, there is one thing I can remember. In our first session, I have explained till here. It's marked here. Okay. I have explained till here. I have read till here. So, here I am going to only read. Remember, I am going to only read because the most important part is this. So, if you have any problem while I am reading, please mark it with a pencil, mark it boldly with a pencil, click a photo and just call me, anything, okay? So, a young boy, there are some green words, the meaning of those green words are written here, okay? So, a young boy likes spending time sitting on a tree. He had a dream, but did not realize that until one day someone happened to ask him about it. Let us read the story to find out what his dream was. An old man, a beggar, bent double, we are sitting straight, bent double, with a flowing white beard like Rabindranath Tagore and piercing grey eyes, stopped on the road on the other side of the garden wall and looked up at me, where I perched on the branch of a lychee tree. What's your dream? He asked. It was a startling question, it's a very shocking question, coming from the raggedy old man on the street. Even more startling that it should have been made in English. A beggar is speaking in English. Good. English speaking beggars were a rarity in those days. Rarity. Something that we cannot get easily. What's your dream? He repeated. Listen, this is going to be a long video, so please have a break, pause the video, have a break, and then come back to me, okay? Do not watch it at one go, it will be boring. I don't remember, I said. I don't think I had a dream last night. That's not what I mean. We have two type of dream. One, aim in life, and one, the inner wish. For some people, the aim in life, the ambition, the goal in life, and their inner wish are same. But not for me. I don't know about you. That's not what I mean. You know, it is not what I mean. I can see you are a dreamer. It's not the lychee season, but you sit in that tree all afternoon, dreaming. You're imagining something. I just like sitting here, I said. So actually here the boy is telling us the story. This boy, here's a beggar, the lychee tree. This boy was very happy. This boy is telling us the story. I means not me, not you, that boy. Or we can say little Ruskin Bond. I said, I refuse to admit that I was a dreamer. Other boys did not dream. They had catapults. A dream, my boy, is what you want most in life. Isn't there something that you want more than anything else? Yes, I said promptly. A room of my own. A room of your own. A tree of your own. It's the same thing. A room of your own, tree of your own. That means you need some space of your own. Not many people can have their own rooms, you know. Not in a land as crowded as ours. We all know that we are the second most crowded country in the world. Just a small room. And what kind of room do you live in at present? When we already have something, we do not dream about that. When we do not have that very thing, we only dream of those things that we do not have in our life. Always remember that. It's a big room. So at present, I live in a big room. But I'm not happy with it. Why? But I have to share it with my brothers and sisters, my cousins actually, and even my aunt when she visits. I see what you really want is freedom. Your own tree, your own room, your own small place in the sun. Yes, that's all. That's all. That's everything. When you have all that, you will have found your dream. Tell me how to find it. So actually, he wants a room, some space of freedom. He lives in a big room, so the size of the room, that doesn't matter. Okay. The problem is that he has to share that very room, his own space, with others, with his family members. But he has a problem in that. He has a problem even in sharing his things with his family members. Yes. So he just wants a small place. But he does not want to share this very space also or place also with anyone else, not even with his family. Tell me how to find it. The boy is curious now. There is no magic formula. My friend, if I were a god man, I were a person from a god that God has sent to you, would I be wasting my time here with you? No. You must work for your dream. You must work for your dream. Please underline. That's a very important message. And move towards it all the time. And discard, green word. Get rid of something that you no longer want or need. Distractions. Discard, discard means avoid, not distraction, avoid. All those things, discard your distractions, that we can say. All those things that come in the way of finding it. And then if you don't expect too much too quickly, you will find your freedom. You have to think first of all. You have to first, not think, you have to work, okay? Do not think. Do not think that, okay, what will I do if my dream is fulfilled? No. First work for that. Don't think of that dream. You just hard work. Then one day you will easily reach out your dream. But if you are not doing hard work, you are only imagining, okay, if I get my room, how will I decorate it? You will never ever be able to get it, okay? Afterwards, a room, the difficult time comes afterwards. There's a difficult time. Afterwards, yes. Because it is so easy to lose it all. To let someone take it away from you. It's hard to get your dream, but it's rather harder to keep your dream with you, to maintain that very dream, to attain your dream. That's harder part. Or you become greedy or careless, or you yourself can be very greedy or very careless regarding your dream, and someone will just come and snatch your dream from you and start taking everything for granted. Yeah, okay, I don't have to maintain that. I have teeth, I don't have to maintain that. I don't have to brush it after dinner before going to bed, and someday it will have cavities, and that will give you pain, taking for granted things. And poof, suddenly the dream has gone, vanished. So you have to work hard first to attain the dream, and secondly you have to work harder, invest more efforts to maintain that dream. How do you know all this? I asked. You are just a beggar. How do you know? Because I had my dream and I lost it. Did you lose everything? Yes. Just look at me now, my friend. Do I look like a king or a godman? I had everything I wanted. I worked so hard to achieve my dreams. I achieved it. But then I wanted more and more. Oh, actually he was not careless. He was greedy. You get your room and then you want a building. When you have your building, you want your own territory. When you have your own territory, you want your own kingdom. And all the time it's getting harder to keep everything. There is another thing. This beggar is actually, this English speaking raggedy beggar, shabby beggar, is actually advising some things to the little boy. And the last thing he is advising is, do not be greedy. Do hard work to have your dreams fulfilled. Do rather harder work to attain your dreams, to maintain that dreams. And last thing, do not be greedy. And all time it's getting harder to keep everything. And when you lose it in the end, now if you want more and more and more and more and more, one day you will just lose everything, just vanished. Or kingdoms are lost, you don't have your room anymore. That will be a very horrific thing. Okay? Did you have a kingdom? Something like that. Something like that. Do you know the story of King Midas, golden touch? Now, King Midas was a good man. He got the blessing from the god. It's a Greek story from Greece, country in Europe. He was very good, very pious man, a very generous king. He got the blessing from God. He got the blessing. So, he got a blessing that then God came down and asked, "What do you want?" "I want gold. I want so much gold, so much." He said something like this. I want a golden touch. If I touch this like this, if I touch this, it will turn gold. I want this. Okay? God warned him, do not be this much greedy. He said, no, you have granted me a wish. I will ask for anything. God said, okay, take it. And what happened after that? When he was about to drink water, the water became gold. At last, and when he started to repent his dream was when his little daughter came to him, and he was about to love his daughter. He touched his daughter and his daughter turned into gold. Okay, that's the time. That's the result of a person being greedy. Always remember the story of King Midas, golden touch. Follow your own dream, but don't take other people's dream. Do not snatch other people's dream. Don't be greedy. Don't stand in anyone's way. Don't take from another man his room or his faith or his song. His room or his faith or his song. And he turned and shuffled another green word. Walked slowly without lifting the feet completely off the ground. Almost like this. So old man, we can assume. Intoning another green word, saying or reciting with the little raise and fall of the pitch of voice. The following verse, there is 2 lines, which I have never heard elsewhere. So it must have been his own. Live long, my friend, be wise and strong. See the advices. Live long. My friend, be wise and strong, health and mind. But do not take from any man his song. Do not snatch away things that belong to others. Okay. If you suppose, now we are not talking about pencils, books, or erasers that we someday if I don't have it, I take it from my friend. Please give it to me for this day. Okay. I borrow it from him or her. We are not talking about these small things that we use in our day-to-day life, but we are talking about a dream, an inner wish. Okay. So do not take away other people's dream. I remained on the lychee tree, pondering his wisdom and wondering how a man so wise could be so poor. Pondering means thinking deeply. Pondering means thinking, T-H-I-N-K-I-N-G. Thinking deeply, write it. T-H-I-N, think, K-I-N-K-I-N-G. Thinking deeply. D-E-E-P-L-I. And wandering. Wandering means also saying, yes, okay, how can this wise man be this much poor that he has to beg in the roads? Perhaps he became wise afterwards. So first he did the mistake, and from the mistake he learned something. Anyway, he was free and I was free, and I went back to the house and demanded and asked and got a room of my own. And I just told my parents. But every time it is not going to be as easy as the story ends here. You just can't, not can't. Suppose I want, now if we're talking about a remote control car or a storybook, yes, our parents are that much generous that they provide us everything. Sometimes we don't even have to ask, they just give us those things. But when we grow up, suppose if I want something very big, I have to earn it, I have to work for it. I just can't say, I want that and they're going to give it to me, the shop or anyone. Okay, I just have to work for it, I have to earn it. I have to establish myself in such a way that I can take it by myself, all by myself. I was beginning to realize is something you have to insist upon, is something that you have to not demand forcefully, you have to work upon. Okay, so here I am not agreeing with the boy, that the boy is saying ki, I was beginning to realize is something you have to insist upon. Freedom was his dream. He was saying that yes, if I realize if I have to fulfill my dream, if I have to I have to get my freedom, get my dream, I have to fulfill my dream, I just have to ask for it forcefully. No, that I am not agreeing with that. I have to work hard for it. I have to earn it. Okay. So this is the story. Now let's have a small introduction of Ruskin Bond. That's a very important thing to know our author. Is an Indian author of British descent. So his family was actually of British culture. They were from England. Born on 19 May 1934. He is still alive. He lives in Dehra. He lives with his family in Mussoorie, India. Mussoorie is in Dehradun, and the name of the place where he lives actually is Dehra. Dehra. His first novel, The Room on the Roof, was written when he was 17. He has written a number of novellas, means small novels, essays, poems, and children's books. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He wrote actually for children, for you all. So in this vacation, if you get a chance, if you can have a book, please buy a Ruskin Bond's book. He got the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1992, even before my birth. For Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra. Remember Dehra. Dehra is actually also the place where he spent his childhood. So for now, sometimes he lives in Mussoorie, and sometimes for half of the time he goes to Dehra. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2004. Two highest awards that are being given to Indian citizens, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri. He got both. Okay, so I am ending my video here. In the next video, I am going to discuss the question answers with you. Bye. Have a nice day.